What's up, guys? This is the All or Nothing Show, and today we are missing one.
Griffin. Griffin's
Wait, I think I got it.
he's raising his awareness.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I was just chilling. I got a tan.
Been doing a lot of outside work.
outside work.
But we got, obviously, Brock there on the right, and our special guest for today, who's been on the show twice now.
Before.
Yeah, going on number 3, going for a triple. Nick Throckmorton. Nikolaith. Sledge Gibson.
Just use my paycheck name. It's my paycheck name.
Is it? Okay. Well, anyways, we are starting the day off with an energy drink review, and it is from Alani Nu. Did that rhyme? It did.
Yeah,
it did.
Nice.
I'm working on my skills.
Bars.
And this one popped out to me, Mimosa.
Which one did we try last time? It was the
Star Blast, maybe?
Cosmic something?
Cosmic, that's what it was. Cosmic something.
I don't even remember what it tasted like.
The only other one that I wanted to try that they had there was the Skittles one.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that one.
Yeah, I saw that one there, but I didn't get it. I went with Mimosa. And I really didn't want to go with Alani Nu again just because they're so basic.
You know, although basic, they're like, I'd say they're pretty consistent. They're pretty good. It's kind of like we talked about last week, like grabbing a Monster. You kind of know you're going to get something pretty good, but it's not going to be like hit or miss versus a Bang. Some of these unique flavors can be hit or miss, like that Rockstar last week gave us all like stomach and digestional pain.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
you
missed out.
You missed
Luckily missed out.
Cleanse that we got.
I drink coffee like a pure-blooded American.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, me too. What kind of? Hold on.
Oh, let's see let's see if he passes the coffee test.
What kind of coffee do you drink?
Yeah, how do you brew it?
Let Brock know what type of. Yeah, how are you doing your coffee?
What kind of coffee?
Talk about it.
I use a freaking Keurig.
Oh.
Okay.
He's a normal American.
I'm not gonna sit here with a French press and just jerk off a thing of coffee. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go.
Even better, pour over.
Oh.
What in the coffee top? Damn, the coffee chat there. I won't get too into it. I feel like we've done it another time.
Well, I'm hoping this thing might have picked up. It could have just paused or froze up on me. There we go.
Old computer, man.
Are we back in action?
I think you're good. You just have to trust it. Sometimes I look over and it's like stuck, and then it just comes back.
Oh, shit.
All right, back to the show.
Yeah, so this 200 milligrams caffeine, so a little bit lighter than the heavy hitters like Bang and Rain, and nothing else special about it, I don't think, except it's for the chicks. 10
yeah,
calories.
it's just very moderately caffeinated. There's really nothing else in it besides, I think, some simple hydration maybe and
What's that song? Hey, ladies.
Focus, L-carnitine.
It's
If you know you bet.
It's vegan and gluten-free, apparently.
Yeah. I don't know any drinks that contain gluten.
You would think that'd be weird to see it unless it had like
Yeah.
carbohydrates in it,
Put
right?
chunks
Or some
of bread
sort of
in
like
the
other. I mean, there's obviously carbs in this, but like some actual like blended up like drink.
Yeah, let's crack her open.
All right, let's go.
Sound pretty good.
It smells amazing.
Yeah, I've had this one before. I like it. It doesn't seem like a standout, like I'm going to be overly excited to grab it, but it's definitely good, consistent orange taste. Not as strong as the orange we had a couple weeks ago, that Ray's, or the what was the other orange we had? Didn't we have another orange flavor? Like the week after.
Maybe. I don't remember off the top of my head.
It must have not been good.
But
I don't remember.
yeah, not good enough. But this, to me, what are y'all getting on the aftertaste? I'm getting a little something like weird in the aftertaste.
I'm getting this. One, it tastes like a carbonated high C, but on the back end, it tastes like grapefruit.
Okay.
I get that little bit of I guess where they're trying to make it the mimosa rather than just orange. I get a little bit of that kind of carbonation and what are you calling it?
Well, mimosas are champagne.
That's what I was trying to say. Champagne. It's a little more champagne at the end. That's the word.
Orange.
I was trying to remember. Yeah.
Orange juice.
I definitely get the champagne. Like you said in the beginning, it's very high C, very kind of a syrup orangey.
Make it.
What are you?
Don't use those sound effects for anything else.
It kind of
please.
sparkles, like
Gross.
the liquid kind of like tingles and sparkles in your mouth.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and knock out the review right here. Give it a little point system. last time you were on, I don't know if we did 0 to 5 or 0 to 10. We're 0 to 10 now. We're on the big boy scale.
The scale was made up when we were here.
Yeah, we've upgraded, and you can do decimal still. Your honest review. Go ahead and give it to us.
Oh, if we're doing just by taste, I'd give it an 8.
Oh, no.
No,
you want
yeah,
the whole
all
thing?
Overall
experience.
experience.
Overall experience.
Carbonation, aftertaste, flavor, the whole 9. Well, 10.
I'm going to be a hoe, and I'm going to give it a 7.8. I actually really liked it.
Okay.
I was debating between 8.1 and a 7.8. I think I'm going to go with the 8.1 just because I'm an orange guy. I like any kind of orange flavor as long as it's not really crappy or overdone. So I feel like I could drink this pretty daily. It's kind of like Plug Overcome, the orange lemonade.
Yeah.
It's like that's why I love that more than the candy tar. I'm an orange guy, but it's nothing like I said, too dramatic to where I would probably spend the money to buy it. But again, I'm not a big energy drink person. Also, the thing with the Alani Nu that I don't like a ton is like the shorter, thinner bottle. I like kind of a more traditional bang size.
You like length
size.
and girth.
I like some length and girth on my
Just
drinks.
a straight chode.
Yeah. If I can fit my whole hand around it, not thick enough.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well,
But no, it's overall 8.1. I give it 8.1.
Yeah. I was going to go with something higher today, probably like a 7.7. I really do enjoy it. I think it's a good orange. For some reason, I just don't like the aftertaste it's giving me. Carbonation's good. Overall, I would probably drink these just because they're only 200, and I could be able to
I feel
crush.
like you can,
I'd be able to
smash
crush
real
them
easy.
and like actually enjoy them throughout the day instead of doing like a bang and getting so jacked
Jacked
up that I
up,
can't
yeah.
do another one. You know. But yeah, good job for Alani Nu. They've been, like you said, almost consistent. I did pay, which wasn't bad. I think GNC was running because I got these from GNC.
Well, because I think they have a pretty good deal with GNC.
Yeah.
Because they carry other products. Like GNC, like obviously they carry their shit Beyond Raw or whatever, which is basically their brand as well. And then they carry Alani Nu, they're kind of partnered with, I think, Arms Race.
Yeah,
They're
they were
connected
there.
with.
They were there.
Ghost. Like, those are like the main big brands they're with. I guess C4 and stuff too.
Yeah,
but
they're still there.
those are like those kind of main brands they're partnered with.
Which I'm anyways.
None of those brands really jump out to me. Like, Ghost's pre-workout seems pretty, like, mellow. Some of their other products, their protein has been hit or miss with me, but nothing.
I hate to like judge or categorize supplements as like beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I guess with pre-workouts, that's the only case that I could see that. But
Yeah, definitely
if you're like talking about like a recovery product or something of that sort, and it's a beginner, it's like why wouldn't I want to? If it's like not stimulated, why wouldn't I want to take the best that I could find for something for recovery or something that would help perform? It's outside of stimulants.
Like, I would have no problem telling my clients to buy, animal protein or Ghost or, any brand. I feel like protein's mostly protein, like you said. Just kind of flavor and price is where it varies. With pre-workouts, like you said, or even energy drinks, I wouldn't have, like, my 40-year-old client or 20-year-old or whatever, like, probably grab a bang if they've never had one. I would maybe tell them to have something like this, especially if they were new to pre-workouts, they didn't like tingles and all that. But like you said, I feel like pre-workouts, like I feel like you start off at the like, what do you call it, C4 level, or you start off at the Walmart or the whatever pre-workout, the first one that GNC offers you, and then you kind of learn the ropes a little bit. You might try BSNs, NO Explode, or you might try something else. And then on the far extreme, you get to the point where you either have to go to a nutrition corner, or you have to go directly to like the website, to a GYMFLO, to a Blackstone Labs, to wherever, to like actually buy the product. That's when you're like, you know what you're doing. You're going like all in with it.
Looking for the hardcore.
Yeah, like when I have like my online clients or people that I know haven't been lifting that long, and they're like, oh, I'm like, want to try a pre-workout. I'm almost hesitant to even suggest like GYMFLO at first because I feel like it's something that they don't like appreciate the full.
They wouldn't.
Hit. And then if they try like Red Apple on like day one. Yeah. It might be kind of. They might have a high. They might get hit hard and not realize that either you can half scoop or that this is like an upper echelon of pre-workout. So I think all pre-workouts are like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did hear not an argument. It was a live between two different supplement, I guess, reviewers that I follow, and they were talking about how going off the deep end on some products, like right off the bat. There's no more higher you can go except like recreational drugs, like especially with pre-workouts.
Can't get that high anymore.
Yeah, it's like if you start off in the deep end, like you start off there, it's like you can't go any deeper really.
Nah, you can stay at weed.
Yeah. Well, that's same deal with training too. Like when I have clients, and they're first starting to work out, like I'm not going to give them the whole works of drop sets, supersets, different training techniques, or like Jefferson squats. I'm not going to have someone do something so special and technical from day one. Like a squat can be technical, but again, like we're going to do moderate weight. We're going to do like, decent rep range, you work on form versus like you said, like going all in, giving them 4 exercises for quads, 3 for ham, like, doing some crazy stuff. It's too much too fast.
I hate to say it like this, but like,
Say it.
like when, especially with supplements, I guess not so much with working out, but like you want to be able to take the minimal amount to get the job done. You don't want to overboard it or like.
Well, that's what blows my mind when people double scoop when they're not needing to.
Yeah.
Like I knew one guy that Total War, right?
Yeah.
So he used to I think that's 1 scoop per serving, but he used to double scoop it, which would I think come out to like 400 milligrams caffeine. I was like, that hits pretty hard.
Yeah.
And so the other day, or like this was years ago, but I heard like we were talking about Miracle Labs and their Red, White, and Boom, and that's 400 milligrams in 1 scoop. And so the other day, like I asked him, I was like, oh, you tried Miracle Labs? I'm like. He's like, yeah, and I'm like, knowing what kind of person he is, I'm like, oh, did you single scoop or double scoop? Because he was like, I don't really like it. I feel kind of, weird off of it. And I was like, how much did you take? He double scooped it, which is nearly a gram of caffeine.
Yeah, that's way too much.
Yeah, it's like you said, like you kind of set your limits too high, and I don't know, you work your way up too high for your tolerance.
Nah, just go for it. Remember one day I did, what was it? I domed a scoop of All or Nothing, and I
Red
also
Apple
drank
or which one?
Which was? I think it was
Pango or
it was
Red Apple?
AO&X. It was that one, Mr. Double the Caffeine, and I also drank a bang with it at the same time.
Oh fuck!
And that was chasing. I'll be honest with you, I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack, but that workout was great. Though.
Oh, next level. I'm just messing.
Only one time have I almost like had a serious issue with the pre-workout was I took a scoop of, I don't even remember what brand, but it was probably like 300 milligrams. And so I was feeling it, but then like I was waiting on a specific. Actually, Maddie was working at AmFam and she was about to get off, so she was gonna like let me, because they normally don't allow you to go in like their little specialty personal training room. And I went to deadlift in there, so she was like, when she was getting off work, she was just gonna like let me go in there. And so I was waiting for that, but the freaking dickhead that was like also working there at the time, personal trainer, was like way OD with the rules, wouldn't like let me in or whatever. So then I had to wait till he got off work, which was like another hour. So basically I took pre-workout, sat for an hour, and I was like, well, I guess I'll take it again.
Prime the motor.
Dude, my heart was racing so hard that I actually had to like sit down and really like focus on my breathing. I thought I actually was going to have to call someone. I was like, Maddie, just don't leave me, or if you do, just check on me like every few minutes, because I was like, this is not good.
What's Brock doing? He's concentrating on not dying right now.
Yo, have you? Yeah, I remember seeing the meme. It's like a Barney on a hammock, and it's just like sitting on the edge, staring at the ground. That's when you're concentrating on not dying.
Yeah.
I had one experience like that. This is when I first started lifting. This is at Golds in Mechanicsville, probably like 2012, 2011. And this is when I was shopping at GNC still for products and whatnot. And I think I was taking probably C4 or like Muscle Tech back when they had like good products back in the day. And I took their pre-workout, but I also stacked it because I was, more is better, right?
Of course.
Anyway,
That's how cocaine works, yeah.
The more you take, the more you make. But I took the pre-workout, and they also took these pills that I thought were just like blood flow, hormone, like optimizing pills. And it was like a pack. It was like a pack. Like a, not an animal pack, but it was like a GNC pack. And it was going to be like for better pumps, energy, and all this stuff. I didn't realize, I was stupid back then. I was like, it had caffeine and other stimulants in it too. So I took them both, and like 30 minutes in, I was like, man, I'm like clammy and white, and I was like, I'm about to pass out. My heart's thumping. So I had literally, just like you did, I went over to the corner while Jake and everybody else was working out, and I sat there for about an hour and a half just focusing on each individual breath. And I was like, do I need to go like purge? Yeah. Like, do I need to go like vomit as best I can?
It's too late now.
Yeah, no, it's already in the system.
You're going down. It's like a cocktail of death.
Yo, that's the scariest thing. But especially back when we first started making GYMFLO, out of our kitchen, we used to have raw powders, citrulline raw, caffeine raw, and it only labeled by one little sticker on the bag, and like all the bags look the same. And there's so many times that I was like, did I put the caffeine in there yet or not? I was like, all right, let's go ahead and let's make sure. There's a few times where I just had to take a tub and let it set to the side because I was like, we're gonna have to trash that. I don't remember if I put caffeine in there or not.
That's responsible. There may or may not be cocaine in
But
this.
fortunately, those are the old days, and we don't do that anymore because my brain thoughts back then were not very organized. I didn't have like a good system. I'd be watching TV and shit, which most of the time I did. After a few times of having those scares, I definitely tightened things up. But anyways, it's crazy to think that like you could buy a kilo of pure caffeine and just like do whatever you want with it. You could, put it in somebody's shit. Not to say that we're trying to kill anybody, but you could just dabble it in there. They wouldn't tell the difference that it's in there. It dissolves and boom.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure. Are we still talking about caffeine? Because I feel like you've been alluding towards cocaine this entire.
No,
Colombian
caffeine.
This has been Ozark the entire time.
Caffeine. Breaking Bad. But anyways.
That was meth.
Yo, speaking of orange, I don't know if I told you this, and we do have a new Overcome coming out here soon. I'll show you the
Fancy.
label once we're done. Well, like a mock-up of the label. But when you mentioned orange, this last run, I think I might have mentioned to Griffin, but we went the lemonade, homemade, but the manufacturer, my rep, recommended us to add a hint of orange to it that would help sort of sweeten it, but also keep it citrusy. I don't know if you noticed that or not, and I didn't mention it to you.
Oh, and the last one.
The last sample that we tried, yeah. Yeah.
To make it more what? Citrusy?
To keep it sweet, to make it sweeter without having
I
to
noticed
add,
it being
like,
sweeter, and I noticed it was an orange sweet.
yeah, it didn't have to, to not have to add any more, like, sucralose to it and whatnot, just to make it sweeter, but also keep it citrusy.
Now that you mention, I got some of that.
Yeah.
It's
like, I guess in my head, he didn't tell me exactly what they did, but, it was maybe, 70-20, like 70 lemonade, 20 orange type deal, like, ratio-wise.
Is this the same, though, type of stuff, or tasting ingredients as the orange lemonade, just like a different ratio?
Yeah, most likely.
Huh.
Yeah. But that was that whole product
And the
itself,
formula is different, so way different. Actually.
formula different,
So,
and it was way smoother than the old Overcome ever was. And the old Overcome
way
was
smoother,
from a
way
different-
better mixing.
Yeah, that was an old manufacturer that we used to use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't use them anymore. That one that made that
Yeah.
whole run right there.
I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
The people don't know what they're gonna get yet.
Dude.
I'm pretty hyped. I don't know.
Fucking A.
As good as Peaches and Cream was. I really enjoyed
God
it.
damn, that was a good one.
Or your wild cherry one you had.
Yeah, but we can so I don't know if
There's
many
the
of
old
y'all.
Walmart flavors.
No, we did have some Walmart had some bangers for
of
sure.
course it did.
But
Bart had some bangs, all right?
we used to have. I'm sure some of y'all that might be watching this remember some of the OG flavors like wild cherry slushy, blue raspberry slushy, peaches and cream. What else did we have? We had like a green apple. We had typical like flavors as well, pineapple. But anyways, that wild cherry though, and my manufacturer, the one that originally made that flavor years ago, now works with my new manufacturer as like their flavor guy, and he's like, I swear I can make that flavor again. But he said it's going to be expensive because the amount of sucralose that they use for that to make it so sweet like a slushy is kind of overboard. I was like, I don't know if I want to put that much in there to where like people's guts are going to get fucked up, because I do know like a certain like threshold, I'm sure, on like artificial sweeteners will probably bloat you up and shit like that. I don't, the flavor was good, but if they can't do it like somewhat decently, then there's no point in like trying to bring it back or force it. But it was a banger.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, sir.
But that was one thing that popped in my head when you mentioned that earlier. But anyways, enough talking about all this. Sledge.
Y'all went down this weird supplement line. I was like, man.
Oh, I'm
This
out. I'm gonna head out.
I'm gonna tap.
I'm gonna head out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Griffin, and I'm just gonna sit here with the mic like this.
Oh no, he chomps in, man. Don't bust him.
He's very collected in an observatory.
When he does open his mouth, he speaks with intent. Though it's like, oh, okay.
Well, both him and I do the same thing, especially in like social events. Like, I feel like Maddie always says this about me. It's like I'll be very quiet, but then when I do speak, it's like a little zinger, or it's like some kind of like calculated, like
you're listening.
Conversation.
You're not
I'm,
just
like,
sitting there
listening,
like brain
observing,
dead.
Yeah.
You gotta read the room.
Yeah. But Griffin's like, I feel like double or at least 1.5 like me
I
with
feel
it.
like
He sits back and like analyzes
When
it.
he's brought up other like stories or other times other people have said things, I'm like, I wonder if I've ever said anything that he's gonna bring back. Like,
yeah, yeah.
like a year later.
He's
I'm
got like a
damn,
database up there.
Did I say that?
The Rolodex of crap that Austin says.
God damn it!
Bust his ass with this in 5 years.
Canceled.
He's,
Yeah. You're next, man. This podcast.
Yeah,
Cancel
fuck,
us.
dude.
oh, it's fine.
No, we got Nick on here, man.
I mean, that.
Yeah.
All
Austin
it-
felt the pressure to bring him on again.
Nick, what are you up to?
Thanks for coming.
It's like Austin Page is in support of Black Lives Matter. He's got a black friend.
Yeah. The token guest.
Oh, fucking South Park, isn't that Token? Damn. Well, anyways, enough talking about supplements. What have you been up to, man? I know you've been working, but have you been you've been back to the gym? I finally saw you the other day. What, last week? Wednesday. And what'd you train then? Was that your last day that I saw you? Well, is that the last time you've been in the gym?
I was back in shenanigan. That was just back in core, really.
Yeah.
That's all I did, because that Saturday and Sunday of that week was the first days back to the gym. And I went entirely too hard right out the gate.
I remember you said you were in there for like 3 hours.
My body was shot. Like Sunday, I ended up doing legs for 2.5 hours. Cause I was supposed to work out with somebody at 8. I got there, worked out for an hour. They were late. So they finally got there. But
Been there.
I ain't no bitch. So I worked out again. So I ended up doubling up on everything I already did. So my legs legitimately were sore for up until yesterday. It was cramping really
Peeled
bad.
the meat
The
off
funny
the
thing
bone.
is sometimes when you're working out, like even if you've done a shit ton of stuff, you're still in the moment good to go.
Yes.
But then it's like later you're like, oh shit, I did way too much.
Once everything settled, I sat down on my computer at home for about maybe 30 minutes. And when I went to stand back up, everything cramped in my quads. And I just couldn't walk anymore. So I had to just sit down and just sit there.
Yeah, it's like once the blood flows there, you feel superhuman. It's kind of like when you like briefly injure something too. It's like you're like, it's not
I can
that
push
bad.
through this.
It's not that bad. And the next thing you're like, why did I do
My
that?
shit snapped.
Your back's
So
all
like
locked
this
up.
morning, for example, I started working out at 7.
Maybe like 30 because
Probably
you saw us
7:30.
and you said
Yeah.
you just did a half.
And I was probably already 30 minutes in because I took my time working up to those weights. And I was like, well, shit, let me jump in. And after today, after hack squatting, then squatting and all that other shit, I'm like, man, maybe I just wish I did one or the other because my
Yeah.
knees are a little crispy right now. But
The hack squat sometimes does get my knees a little fired up. Like some people, they have real big issues with it. I really don't, as long as like I've done something before it. If I
Yeah.
started with them, I don't know if they'd be too good. But
I see myself, especially for me, like I love starting with them, but I have to do like
because where do you
literally
set your feet too?
4 or 5.
Oh, because on that one, I'll tell you, I always do a hack squat like hip width.
Yeah, that's about it.
But I also like to have them probably like on that Star Trek machine, like at the top of the letters, if you know what I mean. So it's like midway on the platform.
I guess mine are a little bit lower than that.
A little bit lower?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so my,
it
like-
really depends on the platform because sometimes, again, like your knee angle. But
Do you know what the hack squat we're talking
At,
about? The
Laburnum.
silver piece?
I know what a hack squat is, sir.
I don't know, man.
Like, I know what a hack
every
squat
hack
is, sir.
squat's different.
Okay.
I do work out.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with you, man. But do you know the foot
one
placement
at
thing we're
Laburnum,
talking
yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you put your feet on it?
I usually
Normal
have a
squat
I
stance?
generally have a wide stance, like at least shoulder width or a little wider.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 'cause my body.
You got all legs.
I am mostly legs. Like
And
my torso is
tiny
definitely
torso.
shorter than my legs. So
Yeah.
squatting in general is always a process.
But yeah, it takes literally for me. I think of my shit as like an old diesel tractor. It takes a good warming up to get that thing running and lubed up
Nah, black genetics. I'm just right in there.
like a cheetah.
But that's racist.
Is it? I don't know.
They're native to Africa, sir.
Oh
What
my
are you trying to
God.
say?
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Cancel.
It's 2020, bro. I can make
How
anything
many
you
times
say
can you get
racist.
canceled in this episode?
Say anything, I can find out a way to make it racist.
You looked at me wrong.
Yeah.
How's it wrong? I'm just looking at you
I don't know. I'm saying, did I look at you wrong?
because I'm dark skinned.
No.
So-
Let me stop. All right. Well, do you need to pick up any type of training? You know, obviously, wrestling sort of took, I'm sure, a backseat during all this shit.
Oh God, what's
Are there
wrestling?
any events coming up here soon?
No.
Like nothing.
The only people doing shows currently is WWE and AEW because they got the money to just run shows with no live
Gotcha.
crowd.
Yeah.
That's about it. Like your independent
Why-
wrestling, like what I do.
I totally forgot. Yeah, because you need spectators to pay the bill. Yeah. Damn, dude. So, like, is there anything else? Like, is there any like training camps that are going on right now that at least you can hop in and stay like kind of fresh?
No, because everything was closed.
Oh, shit.
Because they were also adhering to the whole
Yeah.
non-essential thing for a while. I guess MCW in Maryland's opening back up at the end of July.
Yeah.
It's about the only thing I know of.
Well, would you be able to like? I mean, so Chris Keith and all them, like, they have no intentions of starting anything back up anytime soon with events for like his federation or anybody else.
The goal is September.
Well, that ain't too crazy far away. Okay. Well,
Problem with wrestling is just that the current capacity for stuff is what, 50 people? And then I guess phase 3 is 100. But even then, it's still not enough. Because that also includes wrestlers, not just spectators.
Every head in the building. Yeah. Damn.
I'm worried with Virginia that there's going to be the old like second wave, a little bit of a spike, and then Northern's going to want to shut shit down again. I don't think overall the nation will do that, but I think from state to state, like the overall federal government will allow them to make their own like, you know, stuff.
Yeah.
And Northern has been pretty like conservative with this, like as far as playing it safe.
Very.
And so, you know, we're lucky to even be in phase 2. And actually Richmond isn't even in phase 2. Richmond's still in phase 1. It's like they're on the outskirts. That's why Laburnum and even Willow is still good. Yeah. But like the Fan, I think in Golds is still like closed or whatever. So it's, I don't know. I'm like, we've worked waited so long to get back to where we are now. And it's like, please don't close
I know.
again.
I feel like it's on a thread too.
And we already like, it's so stupid too. Like we're wearing masks coming in. And then you just take it off as soon as, like, you know, you pass the front desk.
Yeah.
And then you're working out. Dude stopped me to put it on when I was walking to the bathroom. I just put it on, but then took it off as soon as I stepped in. So it's like, it's real goofy. And then the other thing, too, not to cut you off, is they, like, walk around spraying the shit like weed killer on the weights. Have you seen that, Austin?
Yes.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Because then I go to grab a pair of dumbbells, and it's just, like, wet. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're soaking.
Yeah.
They're literally.
They don't wipe them. They just soak them down and spray them.
Oh,
They might as well start
we're
spraying us while we're working out.
Yeah, it's a weird scenario, man. I feel like, I don't know, it's just to keep people happy. Like I feel like there's no, at least in my opinion, no scientifical like reasoning to like put a mask on to walk through the front entrance and then be able to take it off immediately once you're in there. Same thing like a restaurant and shit. Like it's like
At least when they were closed, it was like all in to like we're gonna limit contact.
Yeah.
But at least now, you're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and with this stuff, I feel like you can't be.
Yeah.
So just let us fucking go without a mask, you know. And the mask really only protects the people around you if you have it,
yeah.
preventing you from spreading it. But I feel like at the same time, you're touching things, you're doing stuff like.
And most people aren't putting on a new mask every time. My shit gets
I
put in my gym bag.
I don't. It goes in my gym bag.
And then
I'm
pulled back
honestly
out.
going to catch something from it being in my
Yes.
gym bag and on my squat shoes rather than...
Most people aren't, because there's no rule to like, oh, you need a fresh mask every time you put it on. I'm putting my shit in my gym bag, or I dropped it in the locker room floor and I put it on.
Gross.
The only time I replaced
the only
mine was
one I
when I
got.
got salsa on it at Plaza Azteca.
Shit.
I got a box of masks in my car if you guys want some. But that's only because they gave it to us at work. And I'm like, okay. I feel like if we're going to be open, it's a gym. I feel like there's an assumed risk of germs regardless no matter what time of year it is.
I was talking to Clay about this, the GM of Golds, and one of the GMs, and I was like, there's implied consent knowing when you step foot into the door, you're going to be around people, you're going to be touching other things that people have been on, spit, sweat. It's just nature. So, like, don't come in here bitching about people wearing masks or touching this, or not wiping this down. It's a gym.
Well, that's why I felt about all this shit from the jump is like, if you feel unsafe, just don't go out or wear your mask, your PPE, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, don't restrict everyone's freedom, you know, or choice of action or behavior just for, again, like a virus that's attacking a specific population and specific people with underlying conditions for the most part.
Yeah.
It's like, just allow people to have the freedom to either don't or do, whatever activity or thing it is. Because it's just, I don't know. It's like you said, it's implied consent. As long as everyone like understands the risks, then we're good. I feel like
Most definitely. And because he was trying to talk to me, he was like, how he was trying to ask for advice from me. I was like, dude, I'm probably the worst because I tell people to suck it. I would tell members to suck it quick, but because
I'm just glad they're open.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm not one of the people bitching. I'll wear my mask in there. I'll put up with it. But he was like, there's a lot of people that probably aren't going to come in because there's a lot of people in here, but there's also people that are just pissed off and aggravated at me because I'm making them wear a mask come in and then do this, do that. Like, you're never going to please everybody.
Yeah, that's
Just,
the truth of everything.
Let these people remember why and how grateful it is to have an open gym, and they can suck it.
Oh, I cried the first day. A little bit. A little small tear.
Fucking A, dude. Hey, true love, man.
Look, I was just happy to be there.
True love. Like, had to go in the locker room. I'll be right back.
Well, what I forget too, and I was telling Maddie this, is like, luckily we were in the situation, like financially and also just space-wise, to be able to have the squat rack, the barbell, some weights in my parents' garage, and like make that work for the past 3 months or whatever. A lot of people had at best a pair of dumbbells, one kettlebell, some bands, like crap stuff or nothing. Yeah, and to make it work, you're getting something.
Yeah,
and it might quench your thirst a little bit of it, but it's not gonna as much as people were posting, here's how to maintain your muscle mass or do whatever or stay fit. You're not going to be in the same shape you were when you were at the gym at all with that stuff. And even with the stuff I had, I was getting sore. I was maintaining and pushing like my squat and bench and things. But at the same time, I'm not getting nearly the same pump. I'm not getting the same kind of fiber and engagement that I would on my upward pack or these certain kind of muscle groups and angles that you need cables, machines, and stuff for. And it's just like such a game changer. Like you said, like I didn't cry at first point, but I was on the verge of it because it's like once you get back in there, you start feeling everything. You get the same pump. The next day, you're more sore than you ever have from any of these home workouts combined. And it's just like, wow, like you realize how much you were missing out. And it's like, my original point with this whole ramble was like, I'm lucky to have what I had, and it still was only like half of, what it really is to be at a gym. So,
I mean, I think there's an overall atmosphere that brings an intensity and
He's on the move.
Pee break.
All right, continue, sir.
He got his pregnant bladder. But I'll probably be next.
That's sexist.
But anyways, the environment and the atmosphere of the gym itself, whether it be Gold's or whatever other gym you might be used to, that brings something deep down out of you. I feel like, at least for me, like when I go in there, I definitely push a little bit harder. Not because people are around, but it's just that iron garden feeling. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's an atmosphere thing. When I went from Gold's to 1111, so from corporate gym to a mom and pop gym, my performance just increased. I don't know why, just because it was I guess, how would you describe 1111? More warehouse garage style gym?
Yeah, garage style. And it's I hate to say hardcore because that's a very broad, vague statement, but it's definitely more of a hardcore. People are in there putting in work. They aren't in there to go socialize or see their boys and talk, and so
Yeah, everybody's working out. Nobody's just mostly just lingering on cardio equipment.
Exactly. It's for people that are actually in there wanting to push themselves, get better, and obviously be around others to help boost that. But the gym just overall, it needed to be back, and I'm glad it is.
It's a beautiful place. Yeah. Not in Southside though.
And I'm glad though that again that some people are scared because I don't like crowded gyms. So it's almost like I almost wanted social distancing just at the gym, just so people, get the fuck away from me while I'm squatting, or that, I have room to do things and it's less crowded. But I'll tell you what though, there's just as many weights that aren't re-racked as when it's a full crowd. So there's just as much laziness.
That'll never change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can dream.
But I don't know. I definitely think it shows not to say you aren't about it if you don't show up, but the people that are in there are, I haven't seen a lot of bullshitters in there lately. Mm-hmm. Typically, before quarantine, there's a lot of bullshitters, or weekend warriors and whatnot. So
yeah, there's been less just people talking or on their phone.
More people just getting it in, which I love it. Love to see it. That's what brings the culture for sure. But I did have a question on my Instagram.
Oh crap!
Yeah, I did.
That happens sometimes.
Those are always good. The Ryan?
I got a few bots.
Oh, classic.
Nah, but this is a real one.
Sexy Russian singles.
Really loved your last post.
Yeah, exactly. Or perfect profile. Check out my link. Check out my videos and my link.
Webcam.
Yeah, it's OnlyFans, whatever. Which, by the way, quick. Are you on an OnlyFans account? Are you subscribed to any? I guess yes, you do have to tell.
I've got a thought process on OnlyFans, and it also applies to my thought process in strip clubs. I'm not going to pay money or just sit there and look at somebody that I can't sleep with because I feel like I could just watch porn for that for free. Why would I do that?
That's what I was saying last week. Is why would you ever pay for any kind of subscription to pictures or pay for a porn membership on a website when it's there's so much free shit out there. If you run out of it,
upload it daily.
Yeah, daily. You can't run out
by the minute, probably.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm on the same thing. I would never pay either. But anyways,
Ryan's a one and only.
That popped up in my head. Okay. Not calling Ryan out. Ryan, you do your thing. You enjoy that.
Keep us informed. Send it to the group.
yeah. If there's any good ones, though, send them our way. But anyways, that popped up with the link thing.
Oh, Lord.
But the question was how to come back or overcome a setback i.e., example, first day back in the gym since quarantine. Like how to like get back in the groove, overcome that setback, you know? What are some things that, like, I guess we could talk about or try and help out? I don't know. I think definitely first step would just be getting back in the fucking gym, right? Like, quit bullshitting, like I was saying. Go out there, get back in there. But I think having a goal in mind definitely helps with anything.
Definitely having a goal, and I'd say you almost have to wipe the slate clean and just
and
forget about where you were, forget about some of those things, because you're just going to be frustrated that you're not here, even though you know it's going to take months to get back just to where you were. So you kind of feel frustrated, but you got to try and turn that frustration to something positive and just focus on just being back. The little progress that comes back quickly, and especially if you've been in there for a while, that muscle memory, all the weight you've been pushing, things like that, it comes back quickly.
Yeah.
So I mean, even like me getting back into the gym. There's some like movements I haven't done in a while and things like that, but quickly, like I'm remembering how things feel, thinking about the the tension and angles and all this stuff, and it's kind of slowly coming back, more and more. And so just don't rush it. B, kind of wipe your past clean in a way so you don't get too frustrated or demotivated. And like you said, C, just one foot in front of the other.
Yeah. I think one thing that's like helped me, like not that I'm very fortunate to be able to have worked out in like a somewhat gym during quarantine with Full Potential Athlete. Thank you very much. But I think one thing that's helped me once the gym opened to get my mindset back on track, like back on the wagon and gear, knowing that like I'm pushing, I'm back in the game now, is really just tracking or being a lot tighter with my calorie intake and just diet overall. I did have some beers over the weekend. I did track them. You can look back on MyFitnessPal if you want to judge me. But they're 136 calories per can. Not a day, baby. But anyways, really tracking that. Taking control of the things that I can control, like myself with diet. I haven't done any cardio, but I think that's a big step, because if your diet's falling apart, the cardio isn't going to matter. The weightlifting really probably won't matter. It'll be good for you, but I think the diet, getting back into the routine of that, cooking, meal prepping, stuff like that, making sure you're prepared, I think is a huge thing to help a comeback. And making sure you're dropping some body fat, that COVID-19 pounds that you might have gained.
COVID pounds?
COVID pounds.
COVID-19 pounds.
Or, whatever. I think at any low point in your life, if you can really turn around your diet, for me at least, it makes me feel like my days go that much better when when I'm hitting my calories on point by the end of the day. I'm like, damn, at least I crushed that, knowing that like, hey, I'm either going to be gaining weight or losing weight, whatever my goal may be. Or just maintaining, obviously. But
yeah, my diet took a crap during COVID. Just door dashing everything.
Fuck, dude.
Just
so DoorDash is Uber Eats, right?
Basically.
It's all the same.
It's all the same thing. Like once I discovered the wonders of DoorDash, it was game over.
What have you been hitting a lot lately?
Actually, surprisingly, it hasn't been bad stuff though. Like I've been getting stuff from Domo Ishi and Mechanicsville, which is just like ramen and rice most of the time.
That sounds good.
So it's not bad. I haven't meal prepped a thing in 3 months.
Sure.
So it's like kind of whatever.
Can't hide money.
I was just trying to. Besides the whole being blessed black thing, I have a high metabolism as a result because I'm also really tall, so I can kind of sort of get away with eating whatever. But I do still feel like shit when I don't eat right in a day because
That's a mental thing.
Because if I don't work out and I eat like shit in the same day, God, I'm depressed.
Fuck. Somebody save him.
Basically, it's like.
But
really
I was telling you, Maddie and I have even had this happen a lot, where it's like, we have food in the house, but we don't really want to eat it, and so it's like you got to kind of just force yourself in a way and like cook it ahead of time, meal prep ahead of time, just so you have the literal excuse of, we have food at the house, because otherwise it's too easy to DoorDash something to buy something.
Dude.
Tonight I'm probably gonna get a pizza, but
it's like.
But I had some chicken and rice after the workout this morning, just the old eggs and oatmeal.
Neutrals it out.
Yeah, the neutrals it out. Yeah, I try to get myself like one like bad thing, which this morning I feel like half bad because usually on a leg day or like chest and back when I bigger muscle groups, bigger exercises, I'll do the egg, which I used to do 2 eggs or 3 eggs for the longest time, but the past like year just do an egg, bowl of oatmeal, and then 2 slices of toast with jelly. It's been like the extra oomph for like the workout.
Yeah.
But this morning I did 2 Eggo waffles instead. Ooh. So I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. See, the carbs will be used, but I'm like, it's not fully natural. So
no.
Like,
but still tasted good, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, cinnamon toast flavored or something like that. Yeah.
No downside to Eggos, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think like speaking of like a leg day. I'm not giving the okay for everybody out there. Don't be like, oh, Austin said eat like a fat piece of shit after a leg day. But a bigger muscle group like that, or like back, if you really went hard, I guess having that surplus of calories, or maybe
you know where people fuck up though, not to at the contrary point, but I feel like a lot of people, when they feel like they've worked harder, they like tell themselves, "Oh, I've earned this."
Yeah,
but it's like you haven't earned shit.
Fuck no.
And especially if you're trying to lose weight, like I always thought it was frustrating when AmFam did this. Is they had it set up to where you work out. Then, of course, they have their shake bar or whatever, which is fine. People still have to pay for it, so it's not like they're just giving it out for free.
Yeah.
But then they had all this shitty advertising that said, if you don't eat within 30 minutes of your workout, it was wasted, which is so false, such an old school mindset.
Dude, huge old school.
And for them to push that at, like, this modern day, super bad and, like, just, I don't know, shitty to see. But anyway, so then you have these, like, overweight people after their fitness class or whatever, going over to the shake bar, drinking or eating the calories probably more than they even burned off.
Oh, dude.
So it's like it neutralizes at best. Yeah. And, it's just funny. It's funny, too, that I was looking at the nutrition facts and, like, the Oreo crumble one that I would usually get that's like, it tastes amazing. They actually put like real like Oreos.
We're talking about Dairy Queen or AmFam?
No, this is freaking AmFam.
Well,
but here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Their Oreo shake would have like 30 grams of sugar, like 600 calories. Their like strawberry or mango or whatever would have like 90 grams of sugar because it's all puree.
Oh.
Granted, there's some fruit in there, but dude, if you're having 90 grams of whatever fruit, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
Like that much sugar, whether it's natural or not. And it's just so funny. People would go for the fruit shake thinking they're being healthy. Idiots.
Sugar causes dementia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sugar's pretty bad
science.
for you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Sugar's real
I
bad.
definitely stay away. I try to. I'm not perfect like anybody. I'm not the saint. But I try and stay away from at least like a bunch of processed shit. So like if I do eat sugar, it's coming from like grapes, fruit, stuff like that, bananas.
You know what I told Maddie though is when you were younger, you have candy from time to time, but I could never nowadays even allow myself to eat like a full candy bar, a full bag of Sour Patch Kids or whatever. Like I'd rather have like a Burger King burger or like McDonald's fries or something that's pretty shitty for me before I have like a full Hershey's bar. I just feel like that's so disgusting to eat a thing of straight
like
crap.
The ratio, at least we're conscious about what we eat, and we're not bodybuilders. Maybe we are. We are in there trying to make a better physique, obviously.
Yeah.
But like knowing the ratio of like reward,
good to bad,
reward versus like con pro, like it just doesn't outweigh the bad.
It's like for example, I've said before.
It's not
I think
worth it.
It's Chick-fil-A and like Chipotle. Neither of them, they're both still fast food. There's still some like probably bad contents to them, some preservatives, whatever it is. But at least they're probably more. There's more value in it because the protein or like the natural veggies or whatever, in like a Chipotle bowl rather than like French fries or whatever at McDonald's.
Yeah.
But it kind of goes back to the school of thought that like there's a lot of pushback against now is good versus bad foods. Like there's no good foods or bad foods. And for the most part, I get that. Like I'm kind of on board with that. Like I'm more for macro dieting than just telling people to eat these meals and everything because I don't think it's sustainable.
More so overindulgence.
Yeah. However, though, when I get in these like we had a PT meeting one time and it was just super like PC and they were talking about like what verbiage to use with your clients and everything. Like, don't mention weight ever. Don't mention body weight ever. I'm like, what if that's their goal? You can't tell them they're looking like leaner or better or anything. It's stupid.
What?
Anyway, point is that one of the
you look the same.
Yeah, looking the same. But one thing is they were like, don't talk about foods being good or bad because that's just bad ideology. And I was like, for the most part, I agree. But at the same time, like, you can't tell me like McDonald's or like. I keep using that as an example. KFC, whatever it is. You can't tell me that's any kind of good nutritional value for you. Like for the most part, it is a quote unquote bad food. So it's bad nutritional value is basically what the wording is behind that. You know what I mean?
If you look at how much actual meat costs for you to buy, well, they're already selling meat mostly at a loss, right? In general.
I don't know the cost.
But if you look at the cost of a McDouble at McDonald's compared to how much it would cost you to actually buy a pound of ground beef, I feel like it's kind of sketchy that it's only 99 cents.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute.
Most definitely. Yeah, because I guess like I bought beef. I don't eat a lot of red meat, but I would probably, but it's just obviously more expensive. But I bought some 93.7, and that's like the fattiest I'll go most of the time on beef, and that was like $6 a pound or five something
Beef's
pounds.
somewhat expensive. Chicken's not too bad. The one thing that was interesting too that I heard on a Joe Rogan podcast, he had like a farmer on there, and he was talking about how like a McDonald's burger or fast food burger has like hundreds or thousands of different like it's sourced. The meat is sourced from that many different animals versus like from his farm or all these local farms. Like if you see a burger from them, it's all from like one specific cow.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a quick thing to kind of overlook, but I guess if I was to dig more deep into like the benefits of that, it's probably like substantial.
For sure.
It's just interesting to think about.
What did this cow eat?
Yeah.
This cow ate grass. This cow ate grain. This cow ate some weird soy processed
How I
substitute.
feel like there's so many different problems in this world, like as far as like factory farming or just things in like the nutritional world, fishing, all these different things. And I feel like you just have to pick your battles, and like factory farming is one that I just like happily ignore. To be fair, vegans are coming after me now, but I just feel like there's so many problems in this world, and one of them, for me, I honestly, you just kind of have to overlook how the chickens are killed and just know that you're getting your food.
There becomes a point in life to where you can't
fight every battle.
You can't fight everything. Like you're gonna just have like, unless that's what your prerogative is. If you don't want to ever like become successful with anything else, I'm sure. Look, somebody's gonna probably find like a few rare like cases
some people
where
are
people
activists,
are like,
and that's their thing,
and
that's
they're
fine,
able
but...
to like. Handle all of that and cover that, plus build a business and focus on all these other things. But if you're focusing on so many nitpicking, so many little things, like you won't have time to actually grow yourself.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I forgot where were we at?
Talking about food and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Food.
how nutrition's important from coming back from COVID and all this stuff.
I mean, at least from my input, I definitely think the greatest way to overcome a setback like quarantine is to just tighten that diet. If the diet wasn't in check that shit.
I would say the biggest thing overall, overbroading kind of point is like create routine and schedule, create habits.
Exactly.
And like habits will lead you to eating, healthier regularly. Same deal with lifting regularly, and just kind of build it into a habit and ritual that you're always doing, not an option or not like, oh, first day back and then I might go tomorrow, I might not, or make it habitual.
Yeah.
Force yourself.
Dude, it's kind of crazy thinking of like having to force yourself. I am so addicted to the gym.
I was thinking about this yesterday,
I'm so addicted.
leaving our apartment. I was like,
I'm sure you are too.
Well, at this point, yeah, it's like been 4 years.
I cannot miss a day. Like if I have a day off, I am fucked mentally.
I give myself one day off on purpose because I feel like my body needs that one day, whether some weeks I need it or not. I'll let you go and tap out, and I'll kind of ramble for a bit. But
ramble.
I know. But I give myself that one day just to like let my body get a full day away from weights, whether I need it or not. And then, is it still running? Yeah. Okay. And I'll run on that day, so I'm still physically active. I still get like my itch kind of scratched. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about it yesterday when I was leaving my apartment. I was like, I'm not super motivated to hit these arms, partly because arms is kind of like not a stronger point of mine, and at the same time, I feel like it's kind of simple exercise. You're just curling and shit. But I still was like, man, though, I could not imagine like just saying, meh, not today. I won't go to the gym today. And the other thing that you can probably touch on is like, I don't get people that don't work out at all. Like they must have so much free time because I'm spending probably an hour and a half, sometimes up to 2 hours plus drive time every day at the gym. So I'm like, that's got to be so much time to be productive, but I feel like people don't utilize it.
I am fully aware of how much free time I would have. If A, I didn't wrestle at all, and B, I didn't work out at all.
Yeah.
I'd have weekends and I'd have hours in a day. Because I'm there for like, what, an hour?
I feel like that's why people can run through like some of these Netflix shows and whatever so fast. Because I mean, I'm like a normal human being. I'll watch shows and movies and stuff like that. But it's like some people, they'll tell me, oh, I watched the whole season like in a week. And I'm like, how? How do you have that much time?
During quarantine, I've consumed a lot of content during quarantine, but during not quarantine, my little content consumption was podcasts at work or like small form YouTube videos because I did not commit the time to sitting down and watching a show because I would get off work and go to the gym. I would cook food to eat, and at that point, I have maybe an hour left in my day before I have to go to sleep to wake up at 2 a.m. to go to work.
It's probably been Maddie and I have been watching like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies the past week. We finished them all. They're just 5, and but at the same time, it's like we only have time really for 1 or 1.5 hours of like, typically like when we're full in school or working or whatever to like watch something. But we're talking about you went to pee was how much free time people have who don't work out, who don't spend the everyday 2 hours plus drive time to the gym. I'm like, they must have so much free time. Because sometimes I'm sure you feel the same way. You don't feel like you have enough time to get things done.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, I'm not going to call out everybody that does that, like you mentioned, that has a lot of time on their hands. But most of those people, when you go to ask them why they don't, it's because they don't have time to go. Cause they're doing some
it seems so
bullshit.
backwards, yeah.
A lot of my clients have been that way, Well, in the past, not my current clients. I don't really fuck with people that give excuses like that. But it's just,
Spicy.
it is. I don't want to work with you. Like, if you got, I can try and help you get out of that. But if you're stuck in that way, like, go away.
Well, some people like to use the old "my workout is work" excuse thing because I work at a warehouse. That's what most people. A lot of people are overweight at my job.
But there's so many people that probably, do way, always think, like, there's always somebody out there that's probably got it worse than you that's probably walking to work, then walking to the gym. I've seen dudes walking up and down the road with their gym bag before. And it's like, dude, respect. Getting after it.
Yeah. Like, I don't have the toughest situation ever by any means. But at the same time, there's a lot of people in better situations that aren't getting it done. And to your point, there's a lot of people that are in way worse situations still getting it done. I knew some people that, like, there's a bunch of people that have been like this where they work at the gym strictly to have their membership afforded so that they can work out,
I did that for a little bit. I was a trainer for 3 months.
Well, that was definitely a perk when I still have a free membership now, actually, now that I say that. So, yeah, it's definitely a perk. But, anyways. So, Nick.
Yes, sir.
Since wrestling is not looking on the horizon in the near future until maybe September-ish, do you have any goals in mind for the gym for yourself, though? Or just like you're just getting back into it?
My goals aren't even gym-related. My goals are purely diet-based. My diet took a shit for the last 3 months. Okay. Even before then, my diet was a little wishy-washy. Remember that weird period in like 2019 where I spent like 6 months leaning out and all of a sudden I was just chiseled?
Yes. That
killed my diet motivation after that. Was once I graduated out of that, I did not like the term diet anymore. So now my diet is basically... My diet basically now is I have a general idea of what I should and cannot eat and what my body responds to, and I just kind of wing it.
Because weren't you were really restrictive back then with that?
I was intermittent fasting, and then before I'd work out, I would eat one bagel with peanut butter on it, then come back home and eat 2 turkey burger patties and some spinach. I got to 6% body fat.
I remember you were lean as shit, and I was like, yo. I mean, it happened over time, but... Yeah, you were definitely... I could tell you were struggling. Not like in a bad way, but like you were suffering.
I was financially struggling too.
Oh, well,
I was hurt. So
my forced diet.
My diet was like the product of like want to see where I can get to and the fact that I can't buy a large amount of food.
Well, that's the way you get treaded.
Things are better now though.
It's funny talking to Ryan last week about how he kind of was dieting down. And because I just think it's so funny that, granted... I definitely didn't get, 6% lean, but for, like, my show, I was eating Chipotle, like, 3 weeks out. Now, not, like, going crazy, it would still fit in my macros and everything, but it was funny that I didn't, the whole show, I remember before I was going to start my prep, I was like, well, I'm sure I'll have everything kind of, like, spread out, I'll cook my veggies and line everything out, and meal prep it out, and I never ended up doing that, and I feel like I still got pretty lean for my show without really going OD with it. I think the lowest I got was, like, 23. No, I think I had like 2,400 calories, and I feel like I'm just lucky that a mixture of being
that's the
young.
Lowest you went?
Damn,
dude.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And cardio was there.
Yeah.
I was cardio 6 days out of the week for about 30, 40 minutes each session.
Damn.
But still, like, there's people that are doing an hour minimum of cardio every day, and they're still at like 1,800 calories. So I just think I have played my metabolism right the past years of like doing these little bulks, little cuts, bulk, little cut, to where my macros are pretty damn high for being like 185 right now. I'm at like 3,700 calories.
Yeah.
And I feel like once I probably finish this, I'll probably be around 4,000, weighing around
that's pretty good.
Low 190s. And
you're how much is your weight?
Right now, 185.
That's good.
Nice. Pretty good.
Because I am 202, 204.
And doing cardio once a week on my rest day.
Well, that's good.
So it's like just implementing cardio alone, I could probably drop a few pounds. But I just feel like I've played it right. I feel like I almost don't know how to do that with even my own like online clients, or even like I've seen, Maddie's done a good job of working it too, but I feel like it just takes so long, and I was like not purposefully doing it. I just wasn't getting that lean because I didn't either know what I was doing or didn't push that hard. And I don't know how to verbalize to people how to like work up their metabolism, their calories that high. Again, part of it is just me getting older and growing,
No.
you know, in this prime stages, but still.
Now that you've been through a show, I think it takes you going through a show to realize how much wiggle room you truly want in your calorie deficit. Like for my last show, my calories weren't that built up. I started dieting at like 3,000 calories, which now I'm eating 3,800 just to maintain what I maintained then. So like my metabolism's already much higher now. Like I probably should go ahead and bump it up to 4,000. But back then I started at 3,000. I went down to 1,850 for about a week, or around a week.
The mistake I made was the few cuts I had done before were just like 8-10 week cuts. Again, not to get show lean by any means, but I was kind of cutting my calories just haphazardly every week because I was like, oh well, I'm supposed to drop. You know, because the whole like 3,500 calories makes up 1 pound, right? So I was like, oh, well, if I drop like, you know, 150 or 300 calories, I was doing the calculation where, okay, I should lose this much each week. But sometimes the past like 2 cuts I've done, which I've gotten pretty lean with, I was just dropping basically 50 calories a week.
Yeah.
And just my body kept responding. And sometimes I'd have a slow week, it was only like 0.8 pounds. And then the next week, I guess compounding, it's like 2 pounds. And so sometimes sometimes people just drop unnecessarily, or they're just like throwing cardio at it, and I feel like just taking this really slow, calculated approach, sitting back, looking at your daily weigh-ins, and just trusting it.
I think because a lot of people, I think the reason they kill cardio, I'm not going to say a lot, but some people might do that because they are fucking up on their diet, and they're like, let me try and overcorrect it with cardio.
Yeah, there's definitely that a lot too, and there's a lot of people that say, oh well, I'm eating blank amount, or I'm eating pretty healthy, and then you really look at it, and they're not tracking right. No. They're under tracking or whatever.
They're so like it's crazy, and I bet 100% you or anybody, if they strictly followed MyFitnessPal, whatever app they use, to the T, and deficit for however many weeks, you could do a zero cardio and probably get stupid shredded. I know you could without doing any cardio.
I did that, but not for shredding. I was trying to gain weight. Because I keep floating between like 195 and 204. So I followed it. It's like, you need 4,000 plus calories a day to gain weight because of your height. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So I was doing that. And I got to 211 pounds. And I was like, I feel like crap. Because it was not a clean bulk, people. Yeah. It was a little rough.
It's tough to get 4,000 calories. 3,800 calories is tough. I have to blend 2 of my meals. Like I drink smoothies with oatmeal in it just to like get the calories in.
I was joking there with Manny because I remembered during the last 4 weeks of my cut though, also mixing in the Chipotle here or there, but it was also like every 3-4 days I would joke with Manny because I was coaching myself, and I would say, Coach says today's a refeed, and I would just say,
Coach put it in.
Yeah, Coach put it in for me because I would overeat purposefully for like 300-400 calories, mostly of carb.
Yeah,
and it's almost like every single time I did that, I wouldn't actually go, and I would only do that mainly because I was like either ahead of the game as far as like my body weight. So I was like, I could use one. It'll help my training. I'm kind of dropping a little faster than I need to. But every time I did that, I would either lose more or I would maintain the same weight. So then I just one time I think I refed like 3 days in a row before my weight kind of finally jumped up. And again, I feel like that's just a product of doing shit right. But it's still funny to me though. I don't know. The whole thing with my show was I wanted to really coach myself, learn my body, see how things go. And I didn't want to take it too seriously. Because I feel like people take this stuff way too seriously. Even if it's the Cutler, and that's a bigger show, it's more competition. At the same time, none of us are pros. No one gives a shit if you place first in a local competition. No one really cares at all about your trophy. So at the same time, I just wanted to kind of give my best, go for it. But at the same time, I'm not going to make it a bigger deal when I'm by no means a professional bodybuilder or anything too serious,
Yeah.
And I felt like, I don't know, I was happy with what I did. Versus
paying
well. Like $400 for a coach that maybe could give me a little bit leaner, a little bit better, but I was like, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, well, I think it was good on your move to go ahead and learn your body, like you were mentioning, because a lot of people, they're clueless on like what to do.
Did you coach yourself or did you have a coach?
The first time I did, and years ago, 2012. The last time I took diet advice, or I didn't like pay him or anything like that. I just followed what he did. Now, I'm going to throw it out there. Don't judge.
Judging.
I went vegan, vegetarian for that whole entire thing. So I started off I dieted for 16 weeks, maybe 14. No, it's 12. The summer shredding's 12. So started off the first 8 weeks approximately, or probably 6 weeks, vegetarian, ovo-vegetarian. So the only animal product I was eating was egg whites. Everything else was fruits and peanut butter.
How did you feel while you were doing that? In your training and just daily?
Training was okay. The first 6 weeks were perfect. And no difference. Dropped weight, felt still energized, was able to, pumps were great because I was eating a lot of carbohydrates being vegetarian. My carbs, and I think just like you, your carbs are always high. Even like during the last few weeks, even at 1850, there were still like 300 grams of carbs because it was just purely carbs. Yeah. But I felt good. I will say, like typical any other prep though, once it dug deep, carbs burn quick. And that was my fats were at 30 grams a day, so things were burning quickly.
But it's like,
and I was like, yo, that was tough. I doubt I'd ever drop my fats that low, even for like if I wanted to get stupid shredded, because I don't think that's needed. But about 4 weeks out, we cut out egg whites and pretty much all protein sources. So I was getting whatever minimal trace protein from breads, oatmeal, any fruit that I was eating, peanut butter, whatnot, and BCAAs from GYMFLO, obviously. But
shameless plug.
Yeah, and I did that, but I don't know. It was fun to try it. It's not in the long term for me. I love the way meat tastes. It's weird.
Question: how was your mood during this period?
Not the best, probably.
Because
I feel like anybody though is dieting like really hard. Like when I mentioned like. The first 6 weeks, I was probably a normal person, but like the last 6 weeks, things got tighter.
Yeah, when you're dieting really hard, you definitely are more moody. I was waiting for most of it just because, again, I started pretty high. I didn't really even get hungry until like the last 6 weeks, and still at that point, I was like refeeding a lot. So I don't feel like a lot of my woes and struggles were comparative to the majority of people prepping for a show. So I almost feel like I'm not necessarily in a oh I'm so special kind of way, but in a way an anomaly, just of how I achieved said physique or whatever.
Like the cardio and stuff didn't really even bother me either. Like even the week out, like I was doing 45 minutes.
What did you do for cardio?
Either incline treadmill walk or slow
Big fan of the incline treadmill walk. Yeah, because I just like popping up like a show.
Yeah, that's exactly
it helps pass time because otherwise it feels
by like that.
Yeah, but the thing with Stairmaster that I tell people is like, it's. Especially if you're doing it more than once a week, and if you do it near your leg day, like that's tiring. That'll tear up
your legs so
it'll gas your legs fast. And I was worried about that, so I didn't do any Stairmaster.
Yeah.
I honestly rarely did the bike, even for that reason as well.
Yeah. If I did the stairs, and I'll tell you exactly, like if I did them, I'd do maybe 15 to 20 minutes on the treadmill, and then I'd maybe do like my last 15 minutes on the stairs, or vice versa. I never did my full 45 on the stairs. But yeah, it was overall a good experience. I've got to challenge myself mentally to not eat any meat during that time, and would I do it again? Maybe. I don't know. There's no reason for me to do it. I enjoy life the way I eat now, which I don't really count my macros. I am the type of person. I don't know. I'm sure y'all count maybe macros a little bit stronger or more stricter than me, but
not me.
I just follow calories. That's all I do. I have a calorie threshold, and I don't go over it, and I don't go under it.
I have like calories and protein are the only thing I focus on hitting. As far as the rest, like, if my fats are at like, 180 or something, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But like, I have a range of probably 70 to 110 grams where I'll hit my fats, and then the carbs, lie between, I guess, 380 to 420.
Yeah.
But like protein is the only thing I need to get at least 180 grams, and then, calories need to be within like 100 ideally. But other than that, I'm more free with it.
When I went through, and y'all might feel differently about it, which is okay. This is the point of the show, but when I went vegan and vegetarian, I didn't notice a difference short term of me not having protein for those few weeks. It did eventually catch up to me. I did notice a factor of having 0 protein sources after a few weeks, because even after the show, I still kept eating vegan. White rice, peppers, lots of fruit, fucking oatmeal, peanut butter. But after a while, I was like, man, I'm still just like beat up. So I do think, at least for my body, I do need some type of source of protein. But I don't realize, after that show, I realized I didn't need the excessive amounts I was eating. I was eating like 200, 250 grams a day.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. For the longest time, I used to focus on eating a shit ton. But then I'm kind of just under the old school mindset of just a gram per pound is like good enough. And then when I'm prepping, it ends up being like 10 to 20 grams extra. I know, like, scientifically, I think they just say you need like 0.6 to 0.8 as far as like grams, which it still falls around that range. Griffin, though, I wish he was on because he still eats like 250 or 270. Like,
Does he?
grams. Like, he still focuses on hitting well over his body weight.
But his carbs are very low, so he's not.
Yeah,
he's
he
not
kind of
doing
compensates for the carbs. Yeah.
And carbohydrates are protein sparing. So, like, if you do overeat in protein, whatever everybody's body absorbs differently, but like it does turn to glucose. You know,
Yeah, it
that
does,
spare protein turns to sugar and carbohydrates in your body anyway. So it's like, where's that point of where you're diminishing returns on overeating protein, wasting all that money when you can get good sources of carbohydrates in, you know, that would actually help with your performance besides meat.
My body's very carb dependent. Like I can deal without protein.
yeah.
I can't deal without carbs.
Yeah. Which I could see, like, the point of keto, like, making it through on that, because, like, you're getting to enjoy, like, some fattier foods. Like, that's where you get your craving. But long-term, man, there's
I feel like most people fuck up on keto, though, is they just don't do it right, so they aren't eating the right foods. Like, they're eating bacon and bacon grease and, like, just a bunch of shitty fat sources instead of actually, like, having, you know, healthier fats, avocados or, like, nuts or certain olive oil, different things that, you know, have good poly or mono or whatever unsaturated fats, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people just eat. Like, I saw this one dude that I know, he would, like, make this giant, like, casserole that was, like, bacon and sausage.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, wrapped in, like, pounds of cheese, and then it's, like, fried, and I'm just like...
Dude never looked good, either.
Nope.
There's a lot of reasons, I guess, for it, but, yeah, I was like, you can't tell me this is good for your body. It looks so painful to eat, but, anyway.
It's for the gains, man. It's not about aesthetics. It's for strength. You got to be like Stan Efferding with your muscle mash.
Yeah,
just bone
the
broth,
rhino.
rice, and meat.
Well, at least he's eating carnivore, or not carnivore. At least he's eating carbohydrates.
The carnivore diet interests me, not like to try it, but just like it seems like it would never work or make sense, and it seems like there's a transitional period where your body like has diarrhea and such apparently.
Yeah,
but after like a week or two,
He says, "Yeah, been there."
yeah, I've been there. But after a week or two, it's like I'm surprised the body doesn't like. You know, it actually adjusts. And I mean, your body's pretty resilient, but I'm surprised it can survive off just mainly meat, maybe a few carbs here or there. But
I did it for a little bit. Energy-wise, I felt great. Diarrhea goes away in about 2 weeks, so that wasn't too bad.
Well, I guess, not to interrupt you, but like when you were mentioning like good
versus bad.
fat sources,
Oh, yeah.
you know, having good high macronutrient count meat sources, you know, whether it be like livers or I don't know, like whatever else. Obviously, red meat has a good amount of micronutrients compared to like chicken breast and shit like that. But getting like some of those guts, livers, what the fuck, intestines and shit like that.
Organ meats?
Yeah, organ meats that are high in micronutrients, you know. So at least if you aren't eating other macronutrients, you're at least getting everything in one, hopefully. What are your thoughts? I mean, did you do that when you were doing keto or carnivore?
It might as well be keto, but
Is carnivore strictly like
it's just
beef,
it's
or
just
is it any meat?
It's meat and eggs, preferably red meat and eggs. Nothing else. Like keto, you can still have what? Can you still have cheese with keto? That's
I would
fat,
assume,
right?
yeah. As long as the carbs are low on it.
It's mostly just ribeyes and just other cuts of ground beef or just red meat of any kind. Just fine. Which feels kind of gross when you're eating it because it's kind of fatty unless you get something that's lean.
Yeah, like a sirloin. Which that is not a poor man's diet.
It is very satiating though because
I bet.
high protein does seem to fill you up.
High in fats,
as opposed to trying to... Like, I don't fill up on carbs very well. It's like, I can eat sushi in just mass quantities. But protein-wise, I'll fill up on steak after a while.
Yeah, rice I can like go through fast, but like one chicken breast, even like just 2 ounces, I'm like you said, it's very satiating.
Yeah.
Protein definitely fills you up.
Most definitely. When I was dieting during vegan and vegetarian, I was eating like, I think 4 cups of white rice, 2 cups of oatmeal, a bag of grapes, fucking berry mixes, like a pound, 2 pounds of strawberries, which those are low calorie anyways, but those would be like my snacks that would hold me over. Like hella peanut butter sandwiches, like your Chipotle every day. I was doing peanut butter sandwiches every day. If you like went back in my vlogs, I was eating those like 3 days out. But it's kind of crazy how quickly either way, I guess, when you're doing carnivore or a carbohydrate diet, like how quickly your body can burn up those sources once you get it to like start using those. But yeah, so
Working these questions? Or
yeah, let's do it. So Nick, we didn't have these questions last time, right? Ask the internet,
I
answer
think
the
the
internet.
second
We
time.
did actually.
Yeah.
We did. All right.
You have another black guy in here and you immediately forget.
Yeah. Mixing you up. Yeah.
Oh, it's the other one.
But yeah, this is answer the internet. These are questions as fucked up as you are, and
No.
we don't take these seriously, but we dive deep. We have fun with them, so don't get offended. Share this if you think it's funny, obviously, to let your friends know, and let's crank into it. I'll flip mine first. Poll the internet. Would you rather be able to eat only cream cheese or only ketchup? What the fuck?
Interesting.
I'll reread. Would you rather be able to eat only cream cheese or ketchup? Ketchup all day, dude. I don't like the consistency of cream cheese.
I'd go cream cheese just because I feel like, well, I guess,
He's worried about that protein.
well, do we want to expand it to where you could have different flavors of cream cheese? But just
I would assume, yeah, cream cheese.
Okay, different. I guess there aren't really many flavors of ketchup besides sugar and non-sugar.
Yeah.
But A, for the, you can mix up the flavors. B, I like the thicker texture and like consistency. Ketchup, like, I don't know. I like ketchup a lot, but like with something,
Yeah.
not on its own.
All right, let me pull my answer back. Now that I've got a chance to think about it.
It's too late. You're on island.
No,
now.
well, yes, I'd hopefully trade some of your cream cheese for some of my ketchup.
Yeah.
But
I don't want your
I feel like you could at least take cream cheese and like bake it to like make it kind of like crusted on the outside. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like maybe there's more variety that I could do with cream cheese down the road for lifelong purposes. But anyways, I guess I'm stuck with ketchup.
I'm sorry. It's gonna be cream cheese. There's nothing acceptable to put ketchup on except fries, in my opinion. In my wonderful world, I put mustard.
Potatoes
on hot
overall, yeah.
Well,
only
that's
potatoes.
the best use of ketchup, but it can go on other things for sure.
Oh,
I will
like
fight
a
you.
hamburger, hot
Yeah,
dog.
I can do that. I love mustard more than ketchup, though.
Absolutely.
I'm a mustard guy, through and through.
Yeah, it's just like I have no wonderful reason why cream cheese. I just despise ketchup. Like I'm fine with the taste of it. I just don't like putting it on stuff.
Yeah.
Just taints it.
Well, Barstool, 56% of Barstool readers chose cream cheese, so
Those are true
it's
Americans
kind of close,
right there.
actually. But yeah. Nick, go ahead and flip yours, my man.
You know who takes polls? Idiots. So I wouldn't listen to it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Poll the internet.
No.
Would you rather be hairless or never be able to cut your hair?
Hairless.
I already keep the hair short, so
I
I feel
deal
like
with a lot of hair.
I feel like I'd rather go hairless. Yeah.
My question would be, what is the extent of this hairlessness?
I guess
Full
assuming it's-
body.
I'm
Full
assuming it's
body.
Full naked mole rat.
Oh, that's fine. Hairless is perfectly fine because it trim everything anyway, except my head.
Makes things look bigger, too.
Yeah.
Can't have a Osama beard in your crotch.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like I'd be a little too like I don't know about the whole like whenever people have a full bald head but also like no facial hair, I feel like they do look a little bit like a thumb or a bowling ball.
Yes.
So it really just depends on the shape of your head if you can pull it off. But I don't know. That's the only like hard part to deal with.
yeah.
But the uncomfortableness and bad look of the hairy look is enough to say no to that.
I'm willing to take the chance to have an odd-shaped head and go full naked mole rat.
But what if you
I feel like
find
you
out-
would too because you have a tall head.
I do.
What if you have a neck rolls? What if you find that out too late in the
Well,
game?
I already feel like, and it sucks because I'm probably going to lose my hair within
At
the
least
next
you got
10
the
years.
beard. At
I
least
do
you got
have
the beard.
a great fucking beard, but it's not going to make up for my knotted up head that I feel like when I rub it, I'm like, man, I've got dents in my head from where I guess I was either dropped or beat on when I was a kid. I don't know, but my skull is not perfect.
It's not smooth.
It's not smooth. I've got like divots in it.
it
It's
happens
crazy.
to the best of us, man.
But yeah, and imagine like I think if I went hair for life, like if I wasn't able to cut it at all, I would look like the nastiest like 80s porn star, greased up chest with like so much hair, back hair to match. Like my hair's leaving my head anyways and going south, and it's like hitting the. I got an upper back
It
beard.
reached the beard. And
Yeah, I got a back beard, and it's like it's getting bad, man.
Hey, Austin, is that a cake? Oh shit, that's your hair.
That's my hair.
What? What is happening?
Yeah, it's bad. It's
Your
bad.
life deteriorating. Well, 73%. Oh God, 73% of Barstool readers said hairless, and the other guys probably gonna just braid everything.
All right. Poll the internet. Would you rather A, watch your dad fuck a 100-year-old man, or B, watch your mother kill someone?
I feel like watching murder would be a lot easier than that. Like,
But like
just-
for it to truly take place, though, like knowing that like one of the others going to like real life take place, so you have to watch your dad fuck a 100-year-old man.
in what context? Are they banging or is he just like stealing his 401k?
Oh,
No, I think it's
Okay,
banging.
look,
Don't twist it
he's
now.
trying to-
Yeah,
he's
he's
trying to
trying
soften
to
it
work
up.
his way out of it. Yeah.
Well, I don't want my mom to kill somebody if he's just gonna.
I'm gonna go with B, the mom, because my mom's kind of feisty anyway, so I feel like she could go crazy on someone and take them out.
Yeah.
both are kind of fucked.
I mean, it's cool.
Pun intended.
I'm gonna go with mom because I'm curious as to what my mom's method of murder would be because
Yeah.
it'd probably be something really weird. Like I just had the chihuahua bite at his neck for like 15 minutes.
I guess I'm going with mom killing somebody because I could just never. I don't know. Even if my dad turned out to be gay, which is totally fine. Which is
Dad,
totally fine.
if you are.
But
If you're watching.
it's like I just couldn't. Whoever, like, it doesn't have to be 100-year-old. It could be a 23-year-old. Hell no.
Well, he's 23 years old. He's doing pretty well. You don't have to be gay to fuck a dude.
You're right. Well, as long as you're giving it.
You know, go to prison. It's probably like
I forgot who told me. As some dude, and it's I don't know, somebody knows somebody. I forgot. It's going to come to my head after the show's over. But anyways, dude's like been getting his dick sucked. He's like, I ain't gay. I'm getting my dick sucked.
I mean, there's logic behind it. I
Yeah.
mean, anything that happens in prison doesn't carry to the
I'm not
outside.
saying in prison. I'm saying it's outside.
I'm just saying, like, is it gay if a gay man offers to suck your dick and you say yes?
I think it's gay. I'm not doing it. I'm not taking it.
Nah.
I don't think I could get going for that.
No comment.
Yeah.
No comment. What you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take that as Austin.
He's like, I have experience with this.
I don't want to be outed.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Fifth. But yeah. Well, anyways, was there a percentage on that one?
Oh, 85% chose the mom killing someone.
Good
Yep.
gosh, man.
What was the 15%?
Oh, there's a bunch of those 15
Yeah.
are weirdos, man.
Yeah.
I want to check out Dad banging.
Yeah.
That's the KY family. That's gonna be very dry.
Well, that is it for this show. Nick, thank you for coming on, my man, last minute. Hopefully to have you back on here soon. Maybe
I love being Plan B, aka Plan Black.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude. I knew you were always down to get on here.
No, you had the virtue. Okay, you had the virtue.
Yeah, the
signal.
virtue signal.
Had to let everybody know that you're an ally.
Yeah.
I renounce my white privilege because that's a thing you can do. Thank you, Nancy Pelosi. You suck.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, wearing a kente cloth and taking a knee does nothing for me.
Yeah, Pelosi. I feel like she creeps me out when she talks. She has so much Botox in her face.
It is kind of
and
odd to
she's
look
like,
at her.
And Donald Trump. She just like looks like her face is like, I don't know. She looks like she's controlled by a robot or something.
Yeah, I definitely like.
Something's going on
definitely
there.
think
Like
there's
Gary
something in
Busey
there.
or something.
An alien.
Gary Busey. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we are hopping off here. Till next time, follow us all on social media. I'm going to drop it in the description below. And if you'd like to see anybody else that you might think would be a great guest to have on here, drop them in the comments below or reach out to me via DM. And till next time, y'all, we're out of
See ya.
here.